My gorgeous Taurus, first of all, you are going to come to terms with something this month, this May 2020. And the second thing is, it is actually going to be quite good because it's at the same time going to provide you with a vision. At the same time, this is going to bring the whole new balance. And that in itself, it's going to be an important moment in time that you're actually going to have on the 26th of May 2020. You are going to make a quite important decision. Indeed, this decision is going to be rather significant because it's on one hand going to set you free, but on another hand, it's also going to be an important moment in time when it comes to you reaching a very, very, very significant stage of your life. But it's so much so to do with your own spirituality, but it's about reaching this conclusion. This conclusion is going to be absolutely everything because at the same time, the whole new path is going to be revealed for you, my gorgeous Taurini. Indeed, not only this is going to be a significant stepping stone, the actual whole month, it's going to be very, very, very powerful when it comes to so many different stages, my gorgeous Taurinis, because most certainly from the beginning of this month, you are going to start your own transformation. By the time you get to the 26th of May, this is when something really magical is going to happen. This is when something really magical is actually going to take place. Look at this. It's about the potential. It's about realization. It's about helping yourself so much, to understand, but also it's just about the new beginning. It's a lot to do with the potential and realization. And it's going to be like a moment, oh my God, yeah, I should have just done that in the first place. But no, baby, no. Everything happens at the time when it's meant to happen. So that's why the actual progress from the 1st of May until this point is just going to be super significant when it comes to you, my gorgeous Taurini. So most certainly, look, you are reaching an important stage, my gorgeous Taurinis. It's about your own enlightenment. And when that happens, the problem, something that was bringing you down, something that was karmically very heavy, something that was messing with your life without you even realizing, the actual importance of this part of your life. So it's about the enlightenment, and it's about just reaching this powerful stage in your life on your spiritual journey where you realize that you're dealing with a problem, with a situation that was slowing you down and that was tying you down, if I can say like that, So now through this enlightenment, you are going to have an important, significant, super ooh la la stage where everything is going to have such a significant flip-flop moment, but at the same time, it's you moving on from the situation, growing so much to the point where you realize that it's something else is going to be literally behind the corner. So it's also like a bit of a psychic moment. It's also about your intuition, and it's also a lot about your third psychic eye at the same time. An important moment when it comes to the actual certain relationship. It's also going to take place because someone rather important in your life who is playing a very significant role, it's also going to confirm something to you at the same time. So that's why this is going to be rather important indeed. But also on another hand, a reflection from the past, it's going to bring you an important insight. The insight that you are going to have, it's going to be connected to the part of you, to the very important part that happened in your life a long time ago. This could be like in your childhood, but this could be maybe not that long ago, but it's most certainly connected to the part of your life that you were living, that was making you really happy, but then it's just what it was left in the past. So this is an important part of you, or part from you, that is actually going to return. And the way this is going to happen, the way this is going to unfold, is just you basically expanding your mind and focusing on your life, and focusing reflecting on your past without you even realizing you are. At that time, at that very moment, you are going to create a rather strong connection at the same time. It's very important to say that the biggest thing that I want to say to the 26th of May, it's actually going to bring. It's what you were patient, what you were waiting, what you were hoping for. It's going to unfold in the way that it's going to surprise you. It is most certainly going to provide you with an opportunity and a very significant and a powerful path. But at the same time, it's going to require from you to make a necessary adjustment. The necessary adjustment in a form of a new direction shall be obvious. And this most certainly will create an important moment in time where you're going to realize, it's all about the harmony, bringing together things like into the certain management. It's about the adjustment, but also at the same time, bam, 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 an omen that you are going to have. You will have a rather strange omen that is going to happen, and it's going to be connected to somebody from the spirit world. Whether this is going to be somebody who you used to know, or whether this is going to be somebody who's just like a passing by spirit that it's picking up in your certain energies and just want to respond to it. However, letter A as the first letter of alphabet is going to be rather significant for two ways. A, it's going to have its own meaning when it comes to this, but on another hand, symbolically, A means that this is also marking a rather significant beginning or significant new stage, because symbolically it's the first letter of alphabet. So on another hand, it means a very important new stage shall take place, where things that didn't make sense now, hallelujah, shall start making sense. It's important because the spirit that you are going to be visited by, it's not only going to be on the 26th, it's going to be on the 26th, 27th and 28th. These 3 days are going to be very significant. 26th, 27th and 28th of May. Within these 3 days, you shall be visited by somebody from the spirit world. And that person who is going to visit you, as I said, could be somebody who you used to know, or maybe it's not somebody who you don't know. Maybe it's just a passing by spirit. However, it will have a very significant message for you. Important situation is going to happen where you're going to know that as soon as you are visited by this spirit, you will know that there is some kind of significant unfoldment going to take stage. It's going to start unfolding for you. But first of all, it's going to be all around an important message. So when you see somebody from the spirit world, and that person can appear in any sort of way, it can appear in form of an animal, like a little kitty might kind of like show itself and then it disappears. The dog, might show itself and then it disappears. Coyote, a wolf, it really depends where you live, indeed. But most certainly it can take many shapes, or it can take many forms. Or, on another hand, it can take a shape of a human, and then you look and then it's not there anymore. But you will know when that happens, something is going to be rather tingling, within you, inside you. And at the same time, you will know that this is the creature, or this is the person, or this is the spirit from a completely different dimension, from a completely different world. But most importantly, it will have a very significant message for you, timely message, which is going to not warn you, but prepare you that your life is going to start changing. And also you are going to have an important message. This is going to be followed by an important message when it comes to something that you have been waiting for, something that you have been focusing for, something that is connected to the news that you've been waiting for. So this is going to be a confirmation. As soon as you see the spirit, from another world, another dimension, then an important news is going to happen, an important news is going to take place. And there, at that moment in time, something very, very special is going to be waiting for you when it comes to your own personal unfoldment. This can also be like a little feather. The angels have been associated with the feathers, beautiful, light, gorgeous, feather, and that it's like a spirit by, or it's like an angel, it depends. Something could just flip off the table, the plant can just fall off, that certain rose can appear somewhere, or certain object can just move. It's going to happen in many different ways, but it will be very, very interesting the way this is going to unfold when it comes comes to you, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed, because most certainly it's about the accomplishment, and most certainly it's about the power, the return of the power, the return of the powerful you, the return of energy, the return of optimism, the return of excitement, you know. And there is also going to be super important realization that you are going to have at the same time, that it's going to enhance your power, but it's to do with the part of your life, with an important element of your life that you have been waiting for to change, to happen, for you to go for it and just basically you know, just start living it, you know. An important moment in time indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and it's for May 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and it's for May 2020. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, my gorgeous Taurinis. You are going to feel this energy beautifully, because it's going to re-energize you from the beginning of the month, and I really like it indeed. When it comes to the numerology, do you know what your number is that is covering the whole month? Number 13, 1-3, number 13, oh my lord, which means that you will have an unusual situation that is going to be rather spooky, different and unusual, but at the same time this is also going to be very significant time of the actual transformation, you know, that you are going to have at the same time. An important moment in time when it comes to your own transformation, very significant indeed. And also at the same time, you just have to remember that this is the perfect time to work on yourself. It's the perfect time to manifest. It's the perfect time to meditate. It's the perfect time to ground yourself. You know, this is an important moment in time, because this is going to reflect on you so beautifully at the same time. But also, you know, when I say this, it means that the more you meditate, this is the more powerful you're going to be, because you are using this wonderful and super exciting energy at the same time. And this is your time, so you're going to be able to reflect that much better. It's the same. Please try to change things around you when it comes to your home, when it comes to your immediate environment. Do things that make you happy. Do things that make you excited. You know, change things around you. Don't keep them the same all the time, because it's not good for the energy. And at the same time, this is going to reflect on you so beautifully as well. Number 13 means that you are also going to have an important investment, and this is going to really take off later on. But also it means that this is the time of success. This is an important moment in time when it comes to your personal success, because it's more about, when I say success, it's more about the security. It's more about feeling feeling solid. It's more about feeling like this material attainment. Perhaps you were worrying about your personal security, so most certainly this is going to be rather good indeed. I like it because you're going to find yourself in an advantage here, and that in itself is going to make you feel so good when it comes to your victorious moment in time. And you will know that 13, like the bottom line, is even more powerfully, more strongly, even most important. It's the fact that a very big difficulty you are going to win. You are going to come on top. So this is the time of winning, and this is the time of you proving something absolutely super ridiculously important to yourself. But above all, it's about getting that security at the time when you were like so uncertain, like there is no tomorrow. Number 13 also means that an important celebration is going to take place, but it's purely due to you having some kind of a wish starting to slowly manifest itself. Because I'm telling you, you know, this is so good. You know, it's about the actual swift, beautiful, gorgeous, powerful, amazing, swift activity that is going to re-energize you so much. And this is to do with the sudden progress, movement, and also an important decision that you are going to make at the same time. You know, don't forget that there will be the message, absolutely ridiculously important message that you are going to get, and you will know know, pam, pam, pam. It's a lot to do with the transition, change. It's a lot to do with the actual sacrifice and readjustment. You know, it's to do with the regeneration, but most importantly, it's leading towards your own rebirth. I like it because it's just going to be such a nice moment after the time of negativity and perhaps a little bit of stagnation. This is going to start changing. Very, very exciting moment in time indeed. One more thing that I want to say to you, that you know what is going to put a really big smile on your face, my gorgeous Taurinis, is the fact that you are going to have an important resolution of the problem. You know, it's about the conclusion that you are going to have, which is going to be so important that it's going to heal you almost immediately. It's going to bring you solace. It's going to bring you wonderful and satisfactory result at the same time. It's about the compromise, but most certainly at the same time, it's going to inspire you, and inspire you. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Taurinis, you're also going to have a little bit of a cold and flu symptoms. So it's important to boost your immune system by taking organic acerola cherry powder. You take 1 teaspoon in the morning, you drink it with a little bit of water, and you take 1 teaspoon in the evening, you're drinking with a little bit of water as well, and you obviously do this twice a day. At the same time, I would take a natural vitamin D supplement, which is going to be good for your bones, and it's going to boost your immune system, and also alongside the natural zinc, which is going to again boost your immune system, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant, you know, alongside this what I just said. At the same time, you know, it's very important if you could avoid aluminium deodorants, because you're going to be quite sensitive to aluminium, so just try to use the aluminium free deodorants. And also you are as well going to be kind of having a sensitive mouth. Inside your mouth, your gums are going to be sensitive. So what I said, organic vitamin C, which is organic acerola cherry powder, natural zinc, are both going to be absolutely super beneficial when it comes to your gum healing at the same time. What else I was going to say, my gorgeous Taurine, is that your digestion is going to be a little bit sensitive. Try to drink water as much as you can. Try to avoid sugar, and try to also get a natural dose of B vitamins, or try to eat food which is going to be rich in B vitamins, because it's going to help you so much when it comes to your digestive system. At the same time, if you wish or if you like, you get organic aloe vera and you sip this on daily basis. You sip a little bit of organic aloe vera, and this has got such a wonderful and soothing effect on your stomach. Or the actual organic chamomile tea is super wonderful, and it's so powerful. Some people don't even understand how powerful organic chamomile tea is, and you can also drink this to strengthen your immune system, and also it's brilliant when it comes to your own digestive system indeed. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now my gorgeous Taurinis, the very first date that is going to be quite important, it's going to be the 9th of May. The 9th of May, it's going to make you realize, you know, it's time to move on from the certain stage of your life. But this is most certainly going to be the beginning of you realizing something when it comes to the certain changes, but it's going to require from you to make an abandonment, to make a decision. And this is something that was the part of your life when it comes to your thinking. You know, in the last 26 weeks, it's showing that in the last 26 weeks, you were kind of self-denying yourself. The certain part of your life slowly came to an end, and this is nothing unusual. So karmically it will be important, because you're gonna move on from that situation, and it's brilliant because it's at the same time going to really something it's gonna happen, and it's gonna like kind of wow, it's gonna make you so strong, and you're gonna really snap, but in the best possible way, beautifully and sharply. You're going to make a decision that it's going to surprise yourself, like, oh la la, I've made this decision. But it's brilliant. This is nothing unusual, because you are going to have a control over a situation, strength, courage. You know, you're going to have a wonderful energy at the same time, but this is going to bring you determination. This is going to brush up on your confidence, and it's most certainly going to happen at around the time of your life when you're going to know and hear about accomplishment, a certain accomplishment, and that in itself is also going to have be really beneficial for you at the same time. Something that I highly recommend you, again, it will be the Moldavite. Moldavite is absolutely super important, something which is going to protect you throughout May and June, but it's also going to help you to ground yourself. It's going to help you with your spirituality. It's going to help you with your prosperity. It's going to help you with your spiritual growth, but to express yourself at the same time, because there's certain important conversations that you're actually going to have in May and June. So that's why I highly recommend you to get this Moldavite. This comes wrapped in the sterling silver wire, and it comes with a sterling silver chain. And to buy this Moldavite, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. At the same time, I have to say that. The second important date, my gorgeous Taurinis, it's going to be it's actually in between the 11th and the 13th of May. In between 11th and the 13th of May, you know, the certain absence is going to make you feel a little bit negative. The certain absence is also going to cause like a little bit of sorrow, and also the little bit of disappointment, you know. So that is just going to be connected to some kind of delay and some kind of change that maybe made things a little bit abrupt, and certain changes occurred around it. And now that is actually going to be really good, because this is going to make you to have a stronger connection with the people around you, stronger connection perhaps with the family members, stronger connection like with your friends, for example, with the people that are very dear to you, that are very important to you. But most importantly, this is going to make you think, and you are going to come with some kind of plan when it comes to making and creating a change, a big change when it comes to your home, when it comes to your immediate surrounding. But it's also at the same time going to be the greatest moment in time when it comes to some kind of support that you are going to have, that you needed so much. On another hand, you know, what else is going to happen in between the 11th and the 13th is going to be quite wonderful, because it's all about the actual success and what you're experienced about. There is going to be the new learning process and progress that is actually going to take place. This is very important, because it's going to help you to reflect so much, you know, on your life, on what you're doing now and what you're going to do next. Something is going to become obvious to you when it comes to your future planning throughout this situation. It's important because it's my Lord, in particular when it comes to the actual 13th. Remember, this is in between the 11th and the 13th, but when it comes to the actual 13th, it is going to lead towards a miraculous hope, beautiful faith, inspiration when it comes to the actual bright prospects. But it's a lot to do with the mixing of the past, you know, and present, and it's most certainly to do with the optimism, fulfillment, satisfaction, pleasure, and happiness. I really like it, because this is going to be kind of an important time and stage of your own rejuvenation, something that you're going to discover about yourself, not for the first time, but you will know that it's time to move on and go for it. The third important date, my gorgeous Taurinis, it's actually going to be on the 31st of May. 31st of May, it's going to bring like bam, 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 a bit of a tower situation, you know, but it's not much to do with you. It's just you will know that, you know, it's going to be a little bit like a bit of a complete and sudden change. But then again, you will know that it's time for an abandonment, you know, at the same time, you know, this is to do with an unexpected event, an unexpected unfolding, but you know, it's going to cause you to make a discontinuance of a certain effort, to start discontinuance of certain effort. But it's to do with a little bit of disappointment, but it's to do also with the abandonment, you know, of the plans that no longer serve you. It's very important because, you know, this is also going to be significant when it comes to your own personal progress, because you will move on from the stage of your life that is just a kind of becoming like a karmic baggage, you know, so you want to move away from that, because it's slowing you down. But on another hand, this is all about the process that you will have at the same time. It's about an absolutely remarkable influence, you know, which is just going to enhance your motivation, and it's also going to confirm certain things to you. This is an important moment in time because by the end of the day, you are going to have a wonderful enthusiasm and initiative. You know, it's to do with a new beginning, with unlimited possibilities that otherwise you wouldn't be able to recognize. You wouldn't be able to kind of go towards that direction. So that's why this is important. There is a lot going to change for you, start changing slowly throughout the May, and lots of things that you don't even think about now that are going to take place later on. Wonderful and very important moment in time indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Taurinis, basically what else I was going to say is that, you also, it would be quite good for you to do this, to get like a dry sage. You see this? Very important to take a little salsa, burn it, go into every single room in the house and smoke it. And this will be very good, you know, to actually get rid of the negative energy. And even with yourself, within yourself, it depends. If you had a certain amount of negative energy accumulated within yourself, then that means that 2 days later you're just going to feel like all drained, which is good, which means that you're actually cleansing yourself as well. So I highly suggest you to get like a dry sage, because you're going to be able to pick up on quite a lot throughout the months when it comes to your own psychic feelings and intuition, which is going to make you open, you know, psychically. But on another hand, you know, you're going to be more vulnerable. So that's why I just think that this is going to be quite essential for you to do at around the beginning of May or maybe mid-May at the same time. You smoke all the house and then you open the windows, and as the smoke goes away, the negative energy goes away at the same time. You can get this on my website. The link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The very first part of May, it's going to be good for you. You know, the first couple of days, you're going to realize it's going to be like, oh, thank you, God. You know, it's like the worst is over. That's how you're going to feel, like the worst is over and there is the light at the end of the tunnel. There are going to be a couple of challenging situations, but you need to remember this is the time of an importance when you need to stay committed to the task at hand. Whatever is happening, you need to stay committed to the task at hand, okay? It's important to say this because also at the same time, interestingly, you know, the certain feeling of nostalgia, it's going to be quite relevant here, and that in itself, it's also going to make you think and worry about a certain loss. And this is going to get you thinking, get you going. And that in itself, it's going to be brilliant because it's at the same time going to make you realize that there is an important light at the end of the tunnel that is actually going to take place. And that in itself, it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be connected to the certain escape, but a really brilliant and good escape. But at the same time, it's to do with the generosity, balance, and the vision that you're going to have. And it's going to be very strong by the time we get to the second part of May. It's all going to be about this vision that you are going to have, that is going to be keeping you strong. Look at this. Nothing unusual because of the illumination. Spiritually, you're going to be very illuminated because this is your time of the year. This is your time when you're going to feel yourself more than any other time in the actual year. And that's why I'm saying that through your own illumination, you are going to have a reason for the actual celebration. I can see the celebration here because the problem, the conclusion, you know, the certain problem is coming to an end. Not that it's coming to an end now, but you will know, oh, thank you, Lord, you know, you are reaching an important stage because you will be safe. You know that you will be secure, you will be safe, and that is going to be brilliant because it's going to bring you a healing, a satisfactory result, and it's going to help you to realize that it's time of the actual completion here, you know, an important completion when it comes to your own success as well. I want to say that, you know, it is just basically the situation where you maybe maybe you felt like a little bit enslaved, or maybe you haven't felt like you're able to give 1000% from yourself. It's slowly coming to an end. And also, although there is going to be somebody who's going to try to like challenge you, like in a form of like a conflict and battle, and your job is, my gorgeous Taurin, is just to try to avoid this this as much as you can. If anybody's trying to challenge you, if anybody's trying to have a little conflict with you, it doesn't really matter. You know, all you need to do is just remember, rise on top, do not go low. For you, this is an important stage, an integral part of your spiritual journey, because it's May, it's your time, okay? And it's at the same time you will be tested. And if you get this right, you know, you are going to allow your spirit to evolve on a very high stage, on a very high level. So this is why this happens. You have like some kind of like a little tests like this, where you're going to be tested like with a little bit of a conflict. The third part of May, my gorgeous Taurinis, is just all going to be about you realizing there's some kind of unfinished business, something it's not going to go through, it's not going to happen, it's not going to manifest, and it's all about you accepting this. So most certainly you are going to accept this, like this is not going to work out, but you know, at the same time you will know that this is also going to bring a really powerful security and power, and you are going to be in a position to move on from that situation. That this is a really nice and solid time indeed. On another hand, this is all about the beginning. You know, you will know, oh my Lord, you know, something is going to surprise you at the end of May, and it's going to be really good. And the way you're going to feel, the way the optimism is going to flow, the way you're going to feel rather vibrant about the unknown stage of your life becoming quite clear here. The things are going to start changing, not only in your professional life, but it's just when it comes to your own family, when it comes to people around you. You know, there are going to be a couple of things that are going to start changing, but in a good way, you know, in a really, really good way indeed, because it is just going to provide you with a security and power, and you are going to make a very important decision, you know, very, very important decision. And this decision that you are going to make, what was on your mind for the last 3 months, and it was making you rather indecisive at the same time. This is going to be so brilliant, because you are going to make the right decision, most certainly. There are a couple of things that you're going to be wondering about, and both things are going to be brilliant, and most certainly they are going to bring you the swift change. In fact, the end of May is going to be the most important and the most powerful when it comes to the actual change. You're also at the same time going to have a rather vibrant time, and someone is going to give you an advice, and it's going to tell you something, and it's going to blow you away, but in the best possible way, because you're going to end up with a couple of choices that are going to come out of the blue completely. There are 2 important choices that are going to manifest at the end of this month, that are going to be literally mind-blowing when it comes to you, but most certainly it's going to be good, and most certainly the energy is going to start changing, and there is so many things are going to start happening. Brilliant, very, very good indeed. You see, I just have the need to do this, just one more oracle card for the end of the month, my gorgeous Taurinis. You see, this is like it's going to be completely different. Stand still. You see, the things that have been slow are going to take over. The things that have been slow are going to start happening. Most certainly, very, very good moment in time, you see. And this is also just basically, just remember that there is an important, like a spirit, an important spirit message going to happen from someone, and the focus is going to return. Very, very important moment in time, my gorgeous Taurinis indeed. So now I'm going to take the, okay, just a second. I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationship, my gorgeous Taurinis, those of you that are in relationship, Queen of Swords. There we go. An important moment in time, because it is going to reflect on both of you. On one hand, your partner is going to do something, and it's really going to be so good. It's going to inspire you, and it's going to impress you. But most certainly, above all, there is the actual continuation of the certain progress is going to take place when it comes to you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and when it comes to your partner as well. Something quite significant is going to take place, and most certainly it is going to help you out to realize something in order the way you can protect yourself. But most importantly, by the end of this month, you will make a quite important decision, very, very strong and very important decision, which is about to change your life, because it's all about this transformation that you are both going to go through. But but most certainly something is going to take place that it's going to help you to speed up the process, but it's to do with things that you wanted to do, that you kind of left them behind, and you're going to be able to carry on now. So that's quite good. Okay, so for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, okay, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, you see, there is going to be an important progress that is actually going to take place. You see, by the end of the month, things are going to start changing rather slowly. So there is going to be someone who is going to be completely responsible for putting you in touch with somebody else. So we are having the Lovers, which means that this month is going to be absolutely crucial. You're not going to meet the love of your life this month, but this month is going to be crucial for you in order to get in touch with them. You see, this is a very important moment in time, and this is the second card, Wheel of Fortune. So most certainly, look, it's just talking to me, you know, they're talking to me like it's just what I say to you right now. An unexpected situation is going to take place. Something is going to happen and you're not going to believe it. Something is going to happen, you're not going to expect it, and this is the actual Wheel of Fortune, and this is the Lovers. So what is going to happen this month is going to be directly responsible for the Lovers, you see, for somebody walking into your life, and this is all going to be connected one step at a time. You will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous Taurinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light. Okay, okay, my gorgeous Taurinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.